Hi guys, and welcome to episode number 5, part 1. If you saw my earlier video where I described how and why I categorized each speaker the way I have, you will understand this list a whole lot better. So I really recommend you to go back and take a look at my explanation video for this video. When that is said, I'm going to make this video into 3 parts to keep the minutes down, because this will be a fairly long video. It's going to be part 1, 2, and 3. All it's going to be episode 5, part 1, part 2, part 3. So today I'm going to do hard to find, then next video will be rare, and then the last video will be super rare and ghost. Also, one reason why I'm doing it is because I'm running a little bit behind. I haven't received yet in the mail the information on a certain models that I'm needed to make the ghost, so I'm waiting for it. So it's just a matter of time for USPS to stop by my house. So here we go. Hard to find. We start with model 212. Definitely hard to find. 214 from Cerwin Vega is hard to find. We then go to 211p, where we have no picture. I couldn't find a really good picture, so sorry about that. 211 is hard to find. 211R is hard to find. Then we move on to 217R, is hard to find. We then move on to 28p, which is also hard to find. 29p, again, couldn't find a good picture, but it's a hard to find speaker. 311p, it's a hard to find speaker. We then move on to 311R, which is hard to find. 312, note that this one has been refoamed and they have used black foam. It came with red. Hard to find. Model 313, I couldn't find a really good picture to show off. It was just only dark pictures out there, and some pictures was mislabeled out there, so I didn't want to do a picture on that one. But 313 is definitely hard to find. We then move on to 316R, which is hard to find, and this is a very good speaker. If you come across this one, buy it. 317p, another hard to find, a very good speaker. 36R, these are hard to find, and they are becoming harder to find, so in a little while they will probably move up into the rare. This 36R will probably move up to the rare if nothing happens. We then go on to 39p, which is also hard to find. And the 417R, if you ever come across this model, I tell you guys, buy it. It's awesome, and it's hard to find, and it's getting harder to find. So if no models comes for sale on Craigslist, eBay, or whatever within the next 6 to 8 months, I want to say that gives the that meets the criteria for becoming rare, because I haven't seen these. I've seen one pair for sale in the last 12 months. So this one should maybe be close to rare. We then move on to 810. Again, couldn't find any pictures of that one. We then move on to A123. Very nice speaker. I have heard this model a few times, and we played it with a 200 watt amplifier per channel, and it was amazing. A123, hard to find. If you can find it, get it. CH102 is getting harder to find. I love these speakers. I have them myself. Great speakers. CH124TR, and if I'm not mistaken, this is Daniel's picture, Daniel in Denmark. These are hard to find, and these are becoming harder to find. So if I can't find a model or two for sale within the next 6 to 8 months, this one will probably end up on the rare list. CH203 Seen several for sales, but it's still hard to find. CH324R, again, hard to find and great speakers. If you come across them, grab them. CH504R is hard to find, and it is also close to knock on the door to be rare. D15EE, great speakers, hard to find, although there is one pair for sale on eBay right now, which is this pair here. CV2000 and 3000, couldn't find any good pictures. They're hard to find. 2000 is harder to find than the 3000. Then we move on to 2000-10. Again, hard to find, but I know about 3 pairs out there for sale. One is on eBay, 2 on Craigslist, but it's hard to find. We then move on to the big brother 2000-12. Also hard to find. If you can find them, grab them if they sell for a reasonable price. I was a little bit I debated with myself on this one. 2000-15. Is it hard to find or is it rare? Well, in my mind, it's right now I categorize it as hard to find because I have seen 2 pairs sold, and I know about 2 other pairs for sale, but they're way too far away from me and way overpriced. So they're dreaming, but yeah, they are hard to find for sure. Age 10, I couldn't find a good picture on that one, hard to find. Age 12, also hard to find, great speakers. Age 15, hard to find. I want to say that all the models are hard to find, can easily become rare, because it's all about what is out there offered for sale, you know. And things changes, you know. If nothing comes up for sale, it becomes rare. If the later on market gets flooded, then it will be knocked down again. So it changes all the time. We then move on to M100, which is rare. Hard to find. Maybe within a 5 years period, it will maybe become rare. But they were made so many of them and sold so many of them. So there's so many out there that we know about. PD15X. This one is very close to become rare. I have seen only 3 pairs for sale the last year, and so that makes it very, very close to become rare if nothing else changes or happens. Q1, hard to find. R10, becoming harder to find. We have the R12, also hard to find, and becoming harder as times go. I see less and less for sale of them. R123. This one is hard to find, but I have seen quite a few pairs for sale. And let me tell you, if you want, it's not in the same league as the S1 and S2 and those things. But if you want a speaker that is close in sound and close in looks and all that philosophy thing, R123 is a phenomenal speaker. If you want a good sounding Cerwin Vega speaker and call it like a S1 on a very low budget, since the S1 now is selling for around between $1,500 and $2,000, you can pick up a pair of R123 for somewhere between $250 and $500. Model 24, hard to find. Model 25, hard to find. Model 26, harder to find. We have R24, it's also hard to find. Very good speakers. I love these speakers. R26, note, R26 came with blue cones, and they are becoming harder to find. You can find them, they're hard to find with black cones and red foam, but they're very hard to find with blue cone and black foam. So the blue cone thing is probably more rare should have been on the rare list, but I have seen a couple of pairs for sale. So for right now, I'll leave it on hard to find. S1 is hard to find, although there is a couple of pairs for sale on eBay right now, and have been for the last year. There has also been a few models on Craigslist, so they're not rare yet, but they're hard to find. S2EE is probably hard to find in Europe and rare in the United States, but I can't divide it. I have to keep it globally. So when I made this list, I took the whole world as one market. U10, very good speakers, is basically a CH102, basically. U12, hard to find. U103, also hard to find. Great speakers. I love the sound from the U103. If you can find one pair of these for sales, please go and grab them, because they will give you a lot of good moments and a lot of fun. Great speakers to be a 3-way with a 10-inch woofer. The U123, same thing. Great speaker. Hard to find, but if you can find it, grab it. It's the big brother of the other one. U15, these are becoming harder and harder to find, and if it keeps up like this for the next 6 to 8 months, it will end up on the rare list. U321, another great speaker from the U series. I tell you, U series was so weird. There was so many configurations, and they used different drivers, and all, even though they used different drivers in the models, they were still official, but customers didn't know about it, and sometimes they changed the things depending on where they were sold. I know that done in the Philippines and Vietnam and area, and that type of place down in Asia, the configuration is changed a little bit, and they put different names on them just to make it different from one area to another. But U3201 is hard to find. I have seen quite a few of them up in Canada and a few of them in Asia, in fact, but not in the United States. But again, the whole world market is being considered here. We then move on to U351. Great speakers, hard to find. If you can find it, grab it. U6 is hard to find, and over the last 2 years, it's been harder and harder to find. I was lucky. This is my pair, and I love them. They are great, but they're becoming harder and harder to find. I give it another year or two, and they will probably end up on the rare list. 1215 MK1. Again, easier to find in Europe and Scandinavia than in the United States. So people over here in the States will say, well, they're rare. And I agree, in the United States they are rare, but they're not rare in Scandinavia and Europe. But they're hard to find. And there's different color combinations too. So some combinations of color and wood is more rare than others. The same goes for 1215 MK2. Same with the color variations and combinations. Same with the regional rareness and hard to find. And that was it for hard to find. And next video will be episode 5 part 2, where I go to the rare list. And that will probably be on Monday or Tuesday next week. So if you have any questions about any of these models, I will be making, at the end of part 3, I will be making this list available on my group and in the other Cerwin Vega group where I'm an admin. It will be uploaded as a PDF file when I have, because down here it continues with the rare, super rare, and ghost. So when I get all my information in the mail and I can scan the pictures in, I will keep making this list down here, because the ghost part is not finished. So when everything is finished, I'm going to make this into a PDF file and let you guys have it. That way you have a kind of like a little database or some type of a photo album with models and stuff like that. And trust me, it is worth waiting for for the ghost part to come along. So until next time, have a great time.